We are bringing it back old school here at Ultra Football. We're talking about one of the most iconic football boots and one of our favorites, Tommy, the Tiempos. It used to be for the Razzler, and it's only fitting that I'm joined by the biggest Razzler in Ultra Football. Tommy, mate, let's talk this beautiful boot.
Dums, I am so excited to talk about Tiempo. It's a boot that doesn't really get talked about enough, but it has a very, very rich history. And I think we're going to touch on the history mainly today, but also the players that wore it back in the day.
Some ballers.
And how that's changed.
It's changed a little bit.
So this is
not a bad thing.
This is the one, all right? Ronaldinho, that famous ad. This is a re-release, a remake of him hitting the crossbar, bouncing back, hitting it again. The Tiempo used to be a boot for the number 10.
It was. It was
a Razzlers.
It was a Razzler's boot. Ronaldinho famously. Yep. He's probably the GOAT for the Tiempo.
100%.
Pirlo, Francesco Totti as well.
Totti, baller.
You were a pair of Tiempos.
Yeah.
You were the Razzler.
100%.
You were the old school 10. You had flair. It's changed a little bit though now, hasn't it, Tommy?
Yeah, now we just see it's only marketed by Nike as a centre backs boot, pretty much. You don't see any players playing, well, very rarely in the top levels that aren't centre backs or players in the back line.
Yeah, that's true. Or sixers, maybe.
Defensive-minded players. You'll struggle to find an attacking-minded player wearing a Tiempo, and I don't like it.
Yeah, look, I love the defenders. We've got love for all of them out there.
100%.
Sergio Ramos famously wore them for years. Virgil van Dijk is probably the poster boy of Tiempos now.
Yeah.
Gerard Piqué wore them.
Yeah.
Tommy, what do you want to see from the boot now? Because it shouldn't just be a centre-back's boot. It should be a Razzler's boot.
I completely agree. And the hard thing is, Dams, we know there's something coming, but we can't say too much.
Oh,
we are very excited though. It is good. But I would love leather to foot. That was one thing. So back on the Tiempo 7s, this was the lightest Tiempo they ever made, I believe, to date when they released it.
People loved them as well.
A Flyknit heel. They were just simple because they were leather to foot. And that's what the Tiempo has always been way back. We've got some old school ones here as well, some 6s. But then they got to the 8 and they added the quad fit technology. So this puts a line of mesh between your foot and the leather.
Centre-backs love it.
Yeah, they do.
I'm a defender, not a very good one, and there's nothing you like more than just a bit of oomph behind the ball. But if you're a 10, I can imagine you don't want that much padding. You want that the ball to boot feel, the ball to your foot, that sock-like feel.
Completely, and it's good for lockdown and responsiveness, but I think the weight of the boot is what puts so many attacking-minded players off wearing them.
Well, it's a no-brainer really, because they release the Techcraft, and that's always a hit, the Vapor.
The Vapor
with a little bit of leather, and that's a hit.
Techcraft, that's a sensational boot. So, and it's hard because everything in Nike seems to be starting to lean towards that material because it is so good.
You can't beat leather though. You can't call me old school. Nothing beats a leather boot.
I completely agree. So if they start making things similar to that, but with leather on the upper,
stay tuned, guys. It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be an absolute shutdown.
What a boot. We want to see some 10s. Bring back the Razzlers wearing Tiempos, I say.
The Professor is a perfect example.
Exactly.
Like, you got to be wearing these boots, and if you're anyone, you got to wear them. I want to quickly touch on what we got in front of us, just a little bit. Obviously, I've touched on the Ronaldinho, how good they are.
Iconic.
This man, Pirlo, he released this when he was in his vineyard with his red.
Even the colour of it, look how classy that is.
I'll try and get this sock liner out. It's cork.
Brilliant.
It's cork.
It's unbelievable.
He's a classy man. And then one that gets overlooked a little bit, we have the Tiempo 5 in the Air Max colorway. A big fan of this as well. PK, I remember wearing these on pitch. He looked class in those. So we do have some nice boots down here, but I am excited for what's to come.
I'm too. And we're not going to say too much, but stay tuned, guys.
No, we've probably already said too much, but I think that might be it. It might be the time to head off, Dams.
Yeah, I think that's it, Tommy. All you Razzlers, stay tuned. Centre-backs that already wear these boots, stay tuned. You're going to like it. Big things coming. We can't wait. See you guys later.